Hi, Max here. Showing off some more progress with Swamp Girl. So, first things first, I've moved where the slot machine wheel is and changed its behavior a bit. Oh, perfect. So you'll notice there that because we got 4 speed, green is speed, we got a permanent mutation. And this permanent mutation doesn't fully work yet, but it's the most implemented, and it gives us a little fin on our back. It's our tail, the shark tail. It does kind of work right now. The idea is that it gives you a dodge, and right now, if you are standing still when you press down, you will do. Hold on, wait to be still. You will do the. Oh my god, oh, that's fine. You're supposed to do the submerge animation and do a little dodge. Also, you'll notice that there has been some visual improvements. This is just my test scene, but I made this dock model. Know that. Which I love how it looks. I think it looks pretty cool. And I also added this lovely water effect on the ground. It's actually just a noise pattern, but it looks really, really beautiful. So proud of it. It also moves with the water. And you'll see these little floaters. And there's also this. Oh, look at that. This is a current area, and it changes your screen, obviously, but it also pushes you back and does this particle effect. I can actually get through it, but that's only because I have 4 speed. The green is speed. If I didn't have 4 speed, then I wouldn't be able to go through it. I can actually show that off right now. Let's hope I don't get 4 speed again. Yeah, so now we've got 2 sight, 1 size, a speed, and a damage. The size actually marginally increases your speed just enough to where I am able to get through. It'll just take me a long time. Yeah. Speed also increases the speed of your attacks, though, okay, it's being balanced out because size decreases the speed of your attacks because you're larger, so literally no effect there. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that I've done. I haven't been able to get a lot of work done in the past week because it's just been a hard week. I'll say that. Haven't really been busy. I've just been lacking in motivation, and I also started a TTRPG campaign with my friends. So that's been kind of the focus of my attention. However, there have been some other changes. I'm going to spawn some moulages, just so you guys can see. We got 3 speed. Oh, look, we got our fins back. How lovely. The moulages, nothing about them has really changed visually, though I have fixed some bugs with them. Not all of them. This is going to be a buggy mess to the very end, I assure you. But there's some stuff that behind the scenes that's changed, and look at that. When they attack you, they will actually reroll your stats, which is a lot of fun, I think. And it's not 100% perfect yet. I think there's some issues with it. Our size changed and now we're shrinking. Look at that. So, just by fighting this guy for a little bit, we've totally rerolled our stats. And I'm not sure if... Yeah, there we go. Hit a new roll. I think what I want to have happen is make it so that if your stats get rerolled, then you lose your, permanent mutations. So I would lose my fins and my, what do you call it? My dodge ability that doesn't work. Yeah, well, there it is. Yeah. It's pretty unimpressive. Anyways, that is basically everything on the gameplay side. I have actually put more work in, though, and I put it into making a model. Check this guy out. This is the brother of the captain's daughter, so the captain's son. And maybe I might get into that narratively a little bit later, but he's, as you can see, he's got a diving suit. He's got an underwater Soviet rifle that shoots bullets, like little hydraulic bullets or whatever the fuck. excuse me, don't mean to swear. I spent a long time modeling him, and I'm proud of how he turned out, though there are a lot of issues. And I will actually turn this to his reset pose so we can see a little more clearly. Alright. From the top, his diving helmet was interesting. It was an interesting challenge to model because I usually don't model such, like, it's just a really interesting shape. And I tried to make it look a little more, give it a bit of a more visually interesting silhouette by adding these little knobs on there, and I'm not sure how well that turned out. But I like the way it looks, and he's got this lovely belt down here, which is probably my favorite part of the model, let's be real. Some straps, and the boots are nice too. I like how the texture on the bottom of the boots turned out. Obviously there's some spots that aren't perfect, but I've spent so long on this model already that I'm cool with that. I'm okay with it not being perfect. You're going to be seeing him from this angle, and the idea was to give him kind of an imposing silhouette, but also make him... I wanted to kind of have this balance between having him be sort of wiry and small, while also being really kind of bottom heavy and weighed down by like his equipment. And he also has a knife. It does have a swastika on it. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that, but that's just the texture sample I used. These guys, he is a bad guy, and we'll get into it. We'll see, if I use it or not later on. But yeah, this knife is pretty cool, besides being a Nazi knife. And it also, yeah, this is the sheath for it, so this is where it's going to be most of the time. And I really like what it adds to the model. I feel like it gives it a nice little extra punch. But yeah, the rifle, like I said, is based off a Soviet underwater rifle. I made it pretty quickly in the span of like one night. But I like how it turned out. I think it looks cool. Yeah, it just looking at this, it makes me think about like how far I've come, because I've tried to make models of guns like this before, and they always ended up looking kind of weird. And this one does look weird, but it looks weird on purpose. But I feel like I did a really good job. I like the front sight and the transparent magazine. I think it adds a lot. And the trigger is actually here. I'll show you. The trigger is literally this. This is the model of the trigger. It's very simple, and I like how it looks a lot. Just saving on vertices, Anyways, the final surprise with this model is that there is a shirtless variant. Yeah. We'll get to why he gets he becomes shirtless later on, but I don't spend a lot, and yeah, his back is all bruised because he got flogged. I don't spend a lot of time making like nude models or models of like just human bodies. Most of the time when I make models, they're like covered in equipment or mud, or they're zombies, or they're monsters, something like that. So just sitting down and trying to make like a muscular human body was a really interesting challenge, actually. And I like to think I did a pretty good job. The hands, oh my god, the hands are just awful. It's because I have put like no time into them. But whatever. Like I said, I put too much into this model already. There's some issues, obviously, like from the top. They don't look very good. They look kind of stupid, but you're going to be seeing it all from the side anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, he's got a lovely six-pack and nipples that are way too low. I can show you here. Oh. Yeah, texture's not perfect, but again, I've spent so much time already that I'm not going to sunk cost fallacy this and like make it absolutely perfect. You're going to be seeing this guy from like, this is the closest you're going to be seeing him. You're not going to notice stuff like that. It really doesn't matter. Yeah. There's some nice definition in the muscles and stuff. Made good use of sharp edges and things, especially on the helmet, to separate it from his chest. Anyways, yeah. Let me just think if there's anything more. There's something I mentioned that was, yeah, okay. The back, and specifically this, the scarring. This isn't actually pictures of a real injury, which is fun, because I don't like using pictures of real gore. It makes me sad. And personally, I just think it's wrong. This is, I guess I can just do this to show everyone. This is a post from, it's that gay pirate movie that came out like a year or two ago. Our flag means death. Our flag means death, I think. Yeah. And this is the sample I used for the texture, and I just colored it in a little bit to make it look nice and bruised. So, yeah, this is just makeup effects from that movie or show or whatever it is, which is, I think, really fun. I love using makeup from and the props and stuff from movies or, TV shows or stuff. I just like it. Especially when it's something I've actually watched, which this is something I haven't watched, but maybe I should sit down and do that. Who knows? Anyways, the plan with this guy is that he's going to start the fight with just his gun, and he's going to have his shirt on, and he's going to shoot at you from afar, and he's going to be all methodical. But as the fight progresses and he gets angrier and angrier, he's going to draw his knife, and so he's going to have gun and knife. And then eventually he's going to run out of ammo, throw down the gun, do a big Yakuza, throw the jacket off, maybe tear it up with the knife. And then it's just going to be him bare-chested with only the with only the knife. Maybe he'll resort to just punches and stuff if the knife breaks. Who knows? But yeah, just the idea is there to just show this visual progression as the boss moves through its phases. And yeah, that's how I put way too much work into this model. And I've started to animate it, but I have not finished animating it because there's so much that needs to be done. We've got a couple idle animations for the rifle. Maybe I'll reuse these up somewhere else, though I'm not really sure how to reuse individual animations between models. Yeah, he's got this shitty melee attack. And he also has all the animations of the moulages. Oops. And my idea here is that eventually, after he dies, he will be able to get taken over by the amygdalae, which are these guys. And you'll see them, go into his helmet, and he'll become maybe that'll be his fourth phase. So obviously I have kind of lost the plot here, and I've definitely overscoped with this individual character, if not just the game in general. This is the cost of being more free-flowing with your game design, not sticking to a plan or a schedule or a document. This is what happens. You make really cool stuff, but your ideas are way too big, and they require maybe triple the manpower that you have available, which in this case is literally just me. So, yeah. Honestly, I, again, don't really know where to go from here. I have a strong impulse to just table this project, which is unfortunate because I feel like there's a lot of good ideas that it has going on, even if they aren't, executed in the best way. So, yeah. I don't want to end this on a, half-hearted, stupid note, so I'm also just going to add that I am feeling a lot better after this week. This week has kind of been hell, both physically and mentally, and I feel like I'm finally on the up and up, and I'm able to, work on stuff again. So that's been really nice. I'm not really sure what happened. I think I burnt out, and that was combined with physical burnout. But yeah, regardless, here's hoping the future holds something better than this. Hopefully. Anyways, This has been Max. Enjoy your evening.